But we are all good right now, and our last commissioner is just steps away from joining us. And as soon as she does, this is going to be the best meeting you've ever attended.
Don't oversell, Commissioner Hall. Don't oversell.
I'd like to call the June 9th, 2025 Board of Commissioners business meeting to order. As usual, we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. This evening, Officer Welsh, who we're also honoring this evening, will lead us in the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Deanna, will you do the roll call, please?
Denise Hall, Commissioner.
Here.
Liz McNaney, Commissioner.
Here.
Gregory Mill, Commissioner.
Here.
Sandra Zadell, Township Manager.
Here.
Megan Weaver, Assistant Township Manager.
Here.
Lauren Gallagher, Township Solicitor.
Here.
Nicholas Cross, Township Engineer.
Here.
David Duffy, Chief of Police. David Conroy, Zoning Officer. And it is noted that President Catherine Carter, Vice President Rebecca Moody, and Finance Director Brian Shapiro are absent this evening.
Thank you, Deanna. I will now turn it over to our Chief of Police, David Duffy. Chief?
Thank you very much. We're here tonight to celebrate a partnership that we have with EMS, and the Police Department, and that partnership resulting in another life saved. So we're honored to have you with us. Thank you for being here. The mission of the Upper Gwynedd Police Department is to provide highly professional services, police services in an ethical manner in partnership with the community that we serve. Our core values are dedication, integrity, fairness, and courage, and our motto is community first. Chief, if you could join me. And we work under the township umbrella motto of culture of excellence. Pass it to Chief Wheeler to explain BMSC's very similar aligned values and motto.
Thank you, Chief. I'm privileged to lead an incredible organization, right? With incredible partners, such as Upper Gwynedd Police Department and our 90-plus year history, this organization has touched so many lives, right? We continue to do great things, through that. So, our values of humanity, loyalty, and mercy, uh, uh, transcend in everything that we do. And this is the best part of my job, is being able to recognize the efforts of hard work, training, coming together with our partnerships, that truly save lives. Um, one day, one call, and one life at a time, which is our mission statement there. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. We're going to get into the details of what the awards are for in just a minute. I will tell you that, and you'll hear about it. We have the opportunity now to, since we've been wearing body cameras for several years, to watch a lot of what our officers do. And something like this, when you see a person who's clearly deceased, there's no question, and then you see the team come in, the officers starting, and then the MSC stepping in and working together seamlessly, and then that person's alive, and that person is now recovering, is back at home, functioning. It's really amazing. Before we do that, if you don't mind, I'm going to just mention something that's coming up in the agenda. It's related to VMSC. So in the agenda of the meeting, I'm not encouraging you to stay or anything. I'm just saying it's going to be coming up that we are going to be transitioning C100 command post to VMSC EMS. We're not losing use or functionality of it. In fact, it's going to be better. They're going to improve it, and it's still going to be available to our departments and other police departments. It's a very good shared cooperative agreement that we've arranged. With that, to do that, we have an agreement that I hope the board will approve, that technically the township sells C100 to VMSC EMS for $1. It sounds funny, but that's the way First Class Township Code works and things like that. So with the hope that you'll pass it, as a former VMSC board member and a member of the community VMSC serves, I'd like to cover the cost of that command post. I have a receipt for tax purposes, and now I can say I bought VMSC a command post.
We are a 501c charity, so you can get on that.
That's perfect. So I'm going to start this off, and then I'm going to pass it to Chief Wheeler. On February 20th, 2025, at approximately 00:33 hours, Upper Gwynedd Police and VMSC Emergency Medical Services responded to a report of an unconscious person at a home in the 300 block of Farm Lane. An adult female had collapsed and was having a possible stroke. Upper Gwynedd police officers arrived within minutes of the call, followed by members of VMSC moments later. Officers Michael Romanowitz determined the female was not breathing and had gone into full cardiac arrest. He immediately started CPR and was assisted by Officer Amber Welsh.
Whereas VMSC paramedics Gregory Johns and Abigail Akins and AMT Roger Shortridge arrived on the scene and began life-saving measures, which included setting up oxygen, establishing an airway, and providing compression. An automatic external defibrillator (AED) was used, and shocks were delivered. The patient regained a pulse and was stabilized and transported to the hospital. Whereas, because of these first responders' quick team efforts, the patient was revived and after hospitalization recovered and returned home.
Therefore, the aforelisted members of the Upper Gwynedd Police Department and VMSC Emergency Medical Services are recognized for this life-saving commendation for their quick actions and teamwork that ultimately led to the successful treatment and recovery of a person who was in cardiac arrest. Presented with honor and respect at the 9th day of June 2025 by Chief Shane Wheeler, Chief David Duffy. If I could please have Officers Romanowitz and Welsh come up, VMSC paramedic Gregory Johns and Abigail Akins, and AMT Roger Shortridge.
Chief Duffy, wasn't Officer Romanowitz commended most recently for another life-saving?
Thank you.
I recall that this may be his second in a short period of time.
It is his second in a short period of time. He probably has more than that. He continues to do outstanding work, and that was reflected. Again, watching that body cam video was really compelling. They're calm. They know what to do right away, and those seconds matter as they know better than anybody. So thank you for reminding me. That's exactly right. That's all we have. I think you should make a round and see the board. Thank you very much.
And before everyone leaves, we're going to pass that motion right now. So we're going to jump ahead and pass this motion, and then you can all be dismissed. Is there a motion to approve the donation of the C100 mobile command post to VMSC EMS?
Motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much for coming this evening. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
your patience. And thank you so much for all the wonderful life-saving things you're doing every day in our community. We are completely indebted to all of you. Aww.
I remember. Good. How are you?
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you for coming tonight. Next up is a land development presentation for another patient person from Mark. His name is Greg Landis, and I'm going to give him the floor right now. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you very much. That is a tough act to follow.
It is, yes.
So this evening, I'd like to go over a few slides with you to introduce our North Wales 2 Biocritical Reagents building. That's a fancy way of saying that is where we're going to store our vaccine samples of the vaccines that are made at the site. And we're off. So this is the property across the street. Most of our expansion has been at the West Point campus. This is at the Upper Gwynedd campus, which is directly across the street. 91-acre property. It was purchased in pieces. We've merged 7 properties together to create this 91-acre site. The area we're going to be talking about is that gray square kind of center north. And I'll zoom in on that so you can see a little bit clearer what that is. The cartoon version shows up better. We have the main office building in light blue, and then the green areas are 4 smaller areas, the second of which with the red box around it is where we're going to demolish a smaller building that's out of service and bring back a 2-story building with your consideration tonight. The other 2 green boxes are existing lab buildings that are on Wissahickon Avenue, all part of the same complex. The project is based on what we've looked at is taking down a 16,500 square foot property building on the property and replacing it with a larger footprint, which will net us about 46,000 square feet, the bulk of which will be first floor activity with some second floor. I have a layout of the floor plans a little bit later on, but it's going to be a little bit bigger, but it fits right into the box of the property. The property we're talking about is accessed. It's a total industrial area. We come back from Dickerson to Industrial Drive and then down Louise Lane, and that's where the location will be. We will house reagents, which are product samples, and that will be stored in +4, which is the home refrigerator size, -20 freezer, and a -70 freezer in etched vials. Back in the day, you would put something in a vial, you'd write on a label. Well, these are etched glass, so we will never have to worry about what does that label say. So that will be the way we use this building as we move forward. There'll be 2 small labs, allow transfer of samples from containers into these vials for storage. The building will be have an enclosed emergency generator, for which we did have to get zoning relief, which was done earlier this year for the EGen setback and then the parapet height of the building. Exterior, and I'll have a picture to show you, is the insulated metal clad panel with glass. 2 floors within limited industrial zoning. First floor will be clinical samples, testing labs, cold storage with lab space. Second floor, basically utilities and some offices. There'll be a staff of 18. We have transfers and a few new employees with 19 parking spaces. There's plenty of parking within the area of those 4 satellite buildings, so we're good there. We're designing as LEED Gold, trying to use the best we can for sustainability and energy efficiency of the building. We have a request for 8 waivers before you, which are on the record plan, and I have a slide that shows what they are as well. Landscaping, we had a lot of landscaping comments in the reviews. We have gone with a 100% native PA plantings. 99 new plants will be going in. It should look really nice when it's done. And we will require an NPDS permit in order to start construction. Great. That box is actually the orientation of the building. Louise Lane is that bulb on the left side of the screen, and the building will fit in kind of where the other one does, just a little bit bigger. The difference is when you look at the current building that's here, the entrance is right at the bulb. This entrance to this building will be to the east, will be the far side, and that's where the parking ends up being located. This is what it'll look like when it's done. This is east looking west, and this will be the area inside will be all storage on the first floor, and then there's office areas on the second. Interior, the green areas and the green areas are the storage areas, the freezers and refrigerators. The yellow area is the laboratory area that we'll use for the product samples. And then upstairs, the blue box is the offices, and the rest is all mechanical space. We have completed 8 reviews through all the township departments, and we have fully addressed all the comments. We've received letters back indicating same. And we also had the fire marshal involved and out there to make sure we had a correct turnaround for the fire truck. And he has also asked us to consider trying to work with a neighbor to get a drive-through, which we have to do separately after the fact because we don't know where they are there. The good news there is we have some lease space in that building. That work is already in there. So hopefully the owner will work with us and we can create that drive-through that he's asked for. But if we can't, we at least have them turn around so the truck can come in and get back out. The waivers, 8 of them, they're standard waivers for us anyway, and I appreciate your consideration of giving waivers. But first one, obviously, to combine preliminary and final together. Second one is to allow our professional engineer to do the landscaping plan because of the small size of the property. And the third one is to allow 4.7 feet between parking area and outside of the building in lieu of 10 feet. That's just to make everything fit on the footprint. The next one is to permit 22 feet wide driveway in lieu of 25. Since it won't be a through lane, basically it's in to get the parking and then back out. That seemed a reasonable request. Next one to provide a new street side, not to provide sidewalk along Louise Lane. There is none there now, and it's all industrial. There's no residential in that area, so there's really no reason for a sidewalk. Next one is to provide a 12-inch storm in lieu of 15-inch storm, and RVE has been gracious enough to review that to make sure that that will work. Next one is to provide a landscape area for 11 parking stalls in a row instead of 9. That allows us to maximize the parking available in the space. And then the last one's a partial waiver to provide landscape islands less than 9 by 18 feet in the area. So those are the waiver requests. The record plan has all of the signatures, which we will record through you. It's a crazy looking thing compared to what you're used to seeing. Normally the building that we record is a giant box in the middle, but because it's part of the larger property, it shows up as that little teeny black square up in the top. But it is legal, and it will be able to reflect the plans that we're going to record. And should you have any questions at all, I brought a whole bunch of backup slides to show you everything from fire truck turning to anything else you may want to ask. So that is my request, and if there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Thank you, Greg. Does anybody have any questions for Greg?
I do have a question. So that drive-through with the neighbor that is contiguous to the property, that would only be limited to emergency services?
That is correct. Yeah, that would be, they have a parking and access area. I don't physically know if that'll work or not, but I do know the owner, so I'll certainly ask the question.
Anybody else? Or anybody in the audience? No? Okay. Greg, thank you so much. Lauren, were there any executive sessions?
Yes, excuse me. The board met in executive session. Sorry.
Okay.
On May 27th to discuss matters of property acquisition and met earlier this evening to discuss various matters of potential litigation.
Thank you, Lauren. I don't have anyone on my list for public comment. Does anyone in the audience like to make a public comment? Change your mind? No? Okay. Then moving right along, I will now turn the meeting over to our zoning officer and planning coordinator, David Conroy.
Good evening, everyone. No zoning hearing board applications this month. There might be some in the works for July, but we'll see. There's always a lot of talk every month, and sometimes they come through, sometimes they don't. As far as land development and subdivision projects, 1327 East Prospect, after months saying they would finally come in, they finally came in with resubmitted plans. So we're in the process of reviewing them, pending favorable review letters from our consultants. Hopefully it'll be on for your approval probably in August if everything goes well at the Planning Commission in July. So we'll see where we're at next month. 1500 Pembroke Parkway, we're still, our consultants are still reviewing landscaping and sewer issues. They do need planning module approval from the DEP, but we're still working through those issues as we speak. And lastly, 351 Sumneytown, the Merck Building. I refer all my comments to what Greg Land has just presented to you guys. So it is on the agenda for approval tonight. Any questions? Just let me know.
Does anybody have any questions? David, I heard through the grapevine that the permitting department had quite a banner month very recently.
Yes, and that all that credit goes to Dan Quimby, our building inspector, who has been running around like crazy over the last month or so. We did approve 100 permits last month as a department, but honestly, all that credit goes to Dan Quimby and Colleen, our building permit clerk. They're the ones that deserve the accolades there.
Right, because to lay people who might not be involved with that number doesn't mean anything, but that was
Yep.
quite significant and has everything to do with their pace and their effort and their diligence.
Yep. Totally agree. Yeah. Kudos.
Yes.
Definitely.
Thank you, Dave.
Yep.
Okay, next, I am going to turn the meeting over to our engineer, Nick Cross.
Thank you, Denise. I just wanted to give a couple project updates this month. Same two projects we talked about last month. So the Haynes Run Stream Bank Restoration Project, we're nearing substantial completion here. There's going to be some additional trees that are going to be planted, likely in the fall, along with the fall plantings. But for now, the only additional work that needs to take place is there's some additional cleanup from that big storm that came through a couple weeks ago. It was a 25-year storm. But thankfully, from what we understand, the water did not come anywhere near the berm that was installed at the wastewater treatment plant. So
Very much so, nowhere near.
Yeah.
Like shockingly different. Dan Ferris, who this project was a little strife-ridden for him because the trucks had to go through the plant every day. It was just very busy. He said, Sandra, that project really worked. He was like a little surprised. No offense, Nick, but I'm very excited that the plant was so protected.
That's fantastic news.
yes, that was great. Great news to hear from that. And so the extra cleanup that we're going to be doing from that storm is all going to still fall within the project budget along with that additional tree planting. So everything went pretty smoothly with that project. And then for the 2025 road program, we finalized the contracts over the last few months that were awarded at last month's meeting. And the work is being scheduled. It looks like the concrete work is anticipated to start toward the end of June. And then the paving will come after that. And that's all I have, unless anybody has any questions.
Does anybody have any questions for Nick? Okay. Thank you, Nick. We will begin our motions for consideration this evening with President Carter's section of Finance, Personnel, and Administration. Do we have a motion to approve the staff department reports?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion to approve the BOC work session meeting minutes of May 5th, 2025?
Can I do both minutes as one motion, Lauren?
I certainly can.
Okay, let's combine those.
Is there a motion to approve the Board of Commissioners work session meeting minutes of May 5th, 2025, as well as the business meeting minutes of May 12th, 2025?
Motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? Deanna, will you do the roll call? Does it not need to be a roll call? Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Sorry about that. Occasionally, staff review ordinances and books to modernize them and ensure they comply with the applicable laws. Reviewing Chapter 6, Article 1, the staff proposes changes to clarify the ordinance on the president's and vice president's duties and meeting times and dates. Is there a motion to approve the advertisement of Ordinance 225-02, the proposed revision to the Township Code at Chapter 6, Commissioners Board of, amending Article 1 meetings?
I'll make a motion.
We do have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Our next item of business, a little bit long, but I think it's important. It is a resolution brought to us from our Environmental Advisory Council. And this is one of our volunteer boards, and they are really putting so much effort into making our township more environmentally sound. They are doing some really wonderful work, and I wanted to share the memo about Birdtown as well as the actual resolution because I think it's important to share both with everyone. So the EAC acknowledges the important role birds play as indicators of environmental health and the broader benefits of community-based conservation. By pursuing this designation as a bird town, Pennsylvania, the township will demonstrate leadership in sustainable land use, native habitat restoration, and environmental education. This initiative, led by the PA Audubon Council, empowers municipalities to engage residents, schools, and businesses in practical conservation efforts that benefit both wildlife and people. So, becoming a bird town community will support ecological integrity by promoting the use of native plants, responsible landscaping, and stormwater management. It will foster public health and well-being by enhancing green spaces and encouraging outdoor, nature-based recreation. It will enhance environmental literacy and citizen science through programs, workshops, and youth involvement. It will improve community aesthetics and property values while aligning with smart growth and sustainability planning. And it will unlock potential funding through conservation grants and partnerships with organizations such as Audubon and local native plant societies. So the actual resolution is a resolution of Upper Gwynedd Township to adopt initiatives to be recognized as a Pennsylvania Audubon Council Bird Town, Pennsylvania. Whereas Upper Gwynedd Township acknowledges the critical role birds play as environmental health indicators and pledges to allocate resources for their protection. Whereas the Pennsylvania Audubon Council, owner of the Birdtown and Birdtown, Pennsylvania service and design marks, offers programs and services through Birdtown, Pennsylvania. The initiative collaborates with municipalities to engage and educate residents, schools, and businesses about conservation actions. These efforts aim to create a healthier, more sustainable environment for birds, wildlife, and people. Whereas Upper Gwynedd Township recognizes the potential of these programs and services as powerful tools to enhance green living, foster a culture of conservation within our community, and deliver positive social, economic, and ecological outcomes. Whereas Upper Gwynedd Township recognizes that using native plants, reducing stormwater runoff, and energy can help restore natural systems and maintain ecological integrity. Whereas elected representatives of Upper Gwynedd Township, we recognize our significant responsibility to lead in seeking community-based sustainable solutions. Such initiatives aim to strengthen our community and increase property values. Therefore, be it resolved that to engage in new efforts to minimize our ecological footprint and provide a healthier environment for the people and birds of our town, Upper Gwynedd Township wishes to commit to ecological initiatives, and by doing so, we will be recognized as a Bird Town, Pennsylvania community. Be it further resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Upper Gwynedd Township that we do hereby authorize the Environmental Advisory Council to serve as the Upper Gwynedd Township agent for the Bird Town, Pennsylvania. Process is resolved this 9th day of June of 2025. Is there a motion to approve resolution 15-2025 designating the Upper Gwynedd Township as a bird town of PA?
Motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Our next item of business is regarding the SEPTA cuts. SEPTA faces a $213 million budget deficit starting July 1st of 2025, in which SEPTA will cut services by 45% and raise fares by more than 20% due to a lack of state funding. To avoid service cuts and fare increases, the state must approve a budget enabling SEPTA to maintain service levels while implementing modest fare increases. Various municipalities in the North Penn region and across the state are adopting a resolution supporting funding for SEPTA. And this is a resolution of Upper Gwynedd Township in support of SEPTA funding. Whereas the Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority's ability to operate safe, frequent, reliable transit service is an invaluable, irreplaceable, and foundational service for Upper Gwynedd Township, for Upper Gwynedd Township's local economy, and for the ability of Upper Gwynedd Township's residents to move around southeastern Pennsylvania. And whereas SEPTA transports Upper Gwynedd Township residents as they commute to work, visit friends and family, travel to shops and restaurants, and meet their day-to-day transportation needs, while also helping sustain our local businesses by bringing people into Upper Gwynedd Township. And whereas funding for SEPTA and other transit agencies in Pennsylvania has stagnated while costs have escalated, a situation that threatens to impose service cuts of up to 45% and fare increases of over 20% on SEPTA riders. And whereas these cuts would be devastating to the Upper Gwynedd Township community, fundamentally altering the everyday lives of countless Upper Gwynedd Township residents, workers, and business owners. And whereas the Upper Gwynedd Township Board of Commissioners envisions a different future for SEPTA, in which regional and state policymakers work together to address SEPTA's immediate funding crisis, avert an impending transit disaster, and ultimately rebuild a stronger, more comfortable, more reliable system. And whereas the Upper Gwynedd Township Board of Commissioners believes it is vital that the Pennsylvania governor and the General Assembly budget responsibly for transit, and the General Assembly budget responsibly for transit, and is committed to working together with our local, regional, and state partners to deliver transit solutions that serve our residents and businesses and improve our quality of life. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Upper Gwynedd Township Board of Commissioners that it strongly supports efforts to establish permanent, dedicated, sustainable funding sufficient to restore service for the entire SEPTA network and ultimately to expand service and achieve a frequent, safe, reliable system for all riders. Resolved this 9th day of June, 2025. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 16-2025 supporting the funding for SEPTA? We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Our next item of business is saving us money, so that's always good news. Is there a motion to approve change order number 1 for the administration building roof replacement project, reducing the cost of the project by $49,187.50?
I think it's your turn. Your turn, Greg.
Sure. I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
And I'll second
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye.
it.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Our next item of business is even more taxpayer dollars saved. Budget impact. The original contract for our roof was $234,599.50, but was revised with change order number 1, which lowered the revised contract to $185,412. Keep in mind, the original budget for this project was $300,000. So that's a fantastic budget savings this year. Is there a motion to approve payment number 1, final, to Vertex Roofing Contractor in the amount of $185,412?
I'll make a motion to approve.
That is a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? Deanna, will you do the roll call? Thank you. please.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mull.
Motion passes unanimously. Sorry, not a lot of us here. Next, we'll move on to Vice President Moody's section of zoning, plating, and code enforcement. We just saw the presentation by Greg Landis earlier. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 14-2025, preliminary/final land development approval for Merck NW2 VCR-351 Town Pike?
Motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Moving right along. Staff, in consultation with the township solicitor, are recommending moving towards a commercial roof permit fee that is based off the square footage of the new replacement roof. It is recommended that the township charge $110 for a commercial roof permit plus 35 cents per square foot of the new replacement roof. In this scenario referenced above, it would reduce the roof permit fee by over 50% to $14.8 thousand. This fee is more in line with the actual cost to the township. There's no proposed change to the $110 residential roof permit fee because the whole point of permits is not to create a profit for the township legally, because legally that's not allowed. Permits are meant to provide oversight that protects our residents and make sure our costs are being covered. That's why we are reducing the fee. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 13-2025, updating the adopted 2025 township fee resolution?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Oh, I'm sorry. Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Our next two agenda items are Merck after hour and crane work on Sunday requests. Is there a motion to ratify the Merck waiver request from chapters 113/1 and 124/5 for after hours and Sunday crane work for the emergency replacement of 2 exhaust fans on WP 75A, June 7th and 8th of 2025?
I will make that motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I will second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion to approve the Merck waiver request from chapters 113-1 and 124-5 for after hours and Sunday work to operate a crane on Building 2 roof exhaust fan replacement project, June 15th, 22nd, and 29th?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Upper Gwynedd Township previously required escrow accounts to be established for grading permits exceeding 1,000 square feet of earth disturbance. The purpose of the escrow account was to pay for legal and engineering bills incurred by the township for the project. The property owner has completed their grading and construction of a new in-ground pool at 7 Maple Ave. Is there a motion to approve the final escrow release to John and Laura Janofsky, 7 Maple Ave, in the amount of $343?
Motion.
Motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion to approve escrow release number 3 to Better Living Homes, Enclave at Anglesey, in the amount of $73,194.50?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next up is my section on public safety. We have already passed agenda item number 24. Moving on to agenda item 25. So currently, each qualifying volunteer of Upper Gwynedd Township Fire Department, the North Penn Fire Department, and the Volunteer Medical Service Corps of Lansdale are entitled to a tax credit for earned income and real estate taxes. So qualified volunteers sometimes do not receive that tax credit, though, because they might not own property or have taxable income. Therefore, our staff in the fire department discussed a stipend program utilized by other municipalities. Based on the point system and proration, the stipend program would establish a flat dollar amount that an eligible volunteer would receive. The volunteer would no longer need to provide personal tax information to the township. To establish the stipend program, the Board of Commissioners would need to repeal the current ordinance and adopt the stipend program at a future meeting. The stipend program would cover all qualifying volunteers as the original ordinance that was adopted in 2018. Tonight, we are beginning with the advertisement of the repealing of the current ordinance. We're just changing this because we realized that a lot of our first responders who definitely qualify because of the amount of time they put into taking care of the township, serving the township, they do not get the benefit of this tax income this tax break because perhaps they don't have property here or they don't have enough of a taxable income. So this would allow everyone who puts the time in to be able to receive that benefit. So is there a motion to approve the advertisement of ordinance 2025-03 repealing the firefighting volunteer service tax credit ordinance?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. I will now turn over the floor to Commissioner Mole, our Public Works, Parks and Rec.
Commissioner Hall. Agenda item 26, I'm making a motion to approve the heating oil number 2 bid award on behalf of the MC Consortium to Rhodes Energy in the amount of $3.665 per delivered gallon. Do I have a second?
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Number 27, I'm making a motion to approve the sale of various pieces of public works equipment through J.J. Kane Auction.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Making a motion to approve the sale of various pieces of public works equipment through Municipid.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Agenda item 29, making a motion to approve the ride Ataxia bike race on Sunday, October 12th, 2025.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Number 30, I'm making a motion to approve the Home at Last 5K run/walk on Saturday, October 25th, 2025.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
31, motion to approve the engineering proposal for the Parks and Rec pole barn in the amount of $72,167.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Number 32, making a motion to approve the appointment of Kathy Murphy to the Norgwin Pool Commission.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Motion to authorize the township manager to send a letter of support and landowner access for the DEP Growing Green Plus grant for the Elm Avenue Wetland Reconstruction Project.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
And finally, in my section, agenda item 34, making motion to approve payment number 3 for the Haynes Run Stream Bank Restoration Project to Land Tech Enterprises in the amount of $643,860.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? Deanna, will you do the roll call?
Commissioner Hall?
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney?
Aye.
Commissioner Mole?
Motion passes unanimously. Sorry. Thank you, Commissioner Mole. Next up is President Carter's section on the wastewater treatment plant. Is there a motion to approve the final payment to Blooming Glen contractors for the wastewater treatment plant bridge repair project in the amount of $17,000?
Motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? Deanna, will you do the roll call?
Commissioner Hall?
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney? Aye. Commissioner Mall?
Motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion to approve the valves purchased from Blooming Gland Contractors Incorporated in the amount of $35,314.42?
I have to go to the emergency room, so if we could just do the billing.
We could just do what?
If we could just skip ahead to the billing. Yeah, if we could just skip ahead, then I can go because I can't. I'm sorry to everybody. I apologize. I'm doing my best here.
Okay, so you can do
Lauren,
30.
can we lump them together in one? It's all
Yeah, you can just discuss all of them and then take one motion and they'll be by roll call vote.
So do we do a combined 36 and 37?
Yes, let's do combined 36 through 42. It's approval of various payments. The first is to, which one did we end with? 30.
We're on 36.
Thank you. 36 is a motion to purchase valves for the Blooming Glen contractors. We have a motion also with Blooming Glen to complete the upgrade of the WAS and RAS pumps, as well as a payment to BSI and a second payment to BSI for the Merck pump station project. And lastly, actually, we'll skip the last one, 40, and then go on to 41 and 42, which are the open and paid invoices.
So what am I looking for? A motion for all of
Yeah,
that?
motion for
Do
all
we have a
that.
motion for all of that?
Making a motion to consolidate and approve all of those invoices.
Do we have a second?
I appreciate us doing this, so absolutely we have a second.
And we have we have any board comments, any public comments? All in favor say, nope, no. Deanna, will you do a roll call?
Commissioner Hall?
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney?
Aye.
Commissioner Mall?
Motion passes unanimously. Goodbye, Commissioner McNaney. And then, so you'll
The
take
only
care
thing
of
we
those
left
last.
out was the cost increase for item 40, which I will administratively approve, and you guys can ratify at the next meeting unless Lauren tells me no. It's just a price increase.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. So before I wrap this up, thank you so much to everybody who made it till the end of this with your patience and thank you, all of you who are here. And before we leave, I did want to just make one brief little announcement and then I will close it. I just wanted to thank everyone in the community who joined us this past week as we raised our pride flag. One of our residents, who happens to be one of the tenacious ones who is still here, Mark Connolly, gave a beautifully inspiring speech, and the rainbow colors will be proudly flying all month. President Carter and I also had the pleasure of representing the township at Merck's Pride Flag raising this week as well, which was quite an honor. And as Juneteenth is also on the horizon later this month, I think it's an appropriate time to remind our community that our priority is always that everyone who lives, works, or visits Upper Gwynedd Township always feels welcome, safe, and valued. And on that note, please have a wonderful evening. Meeting adjourned.